Hello, everybody. Hello. Today is December 3rd, 2021. This is Stephanie Grams, your host of today's Vlogmas video. As always, it's a free newsletter at stephaniegrams.com. Hopefully, you go over and grab that. And so today's topic is the best sewing business to start in 2022. And I'll just tell you why I think it is. So the best sewing business, I think, for 2022 is starting a memory bear business. That is along the lines of sewing keepsakes and sentimental items. The reason this is I think it's the best sewing business, and I might just be biased. I don't know, maybe. Anyways, there's a few reasons. One, there's a very low startup cost. I mean, that is not like number one reason. Well, not number one, but anyways, we'll get there. One of the top reasons why. Basically, you need good cutting scissors, right? Thread, needles, and you need a sewing machine, and obviously you need a pattern. And there are dozens of teddy bear patterns on the market. You could probably even draw up your own. Um, Sometimes I draw up my own patterns and sell them, like the two items behind us back there. Those are my own patterns. Anyways, it's very low overhead, very low startup cost, and you can start accepting orders pretty much right away. I always recommend to my students that they practice on their own clothes or go to a secondhand store or thrift store, buy some used clothing, and sew that first. That way you have practice, because what you don't get a redo if you mess up somebody's clothing. So definitely take a while, a day to whatever, and focus on perfecting your sewing skills when it comes to a memory bear business. So one reason is low overhead. You do not need to have anything in stock. Honestly, you don't, before you take that order. So when I first accepted my first memory bear order, I had a sewing machine, scissors, thread, and needles. That's it. That's all I had, and I didn't even have the pattern yet. And what I did is I accepted this order. The order was for 5 memory bears, and the individual shipped me their clothing and paid half down. And in my contract, which all of this information is detailed in my book, I do have my book for sale. It's in my Etsy shop, and the link is below this description. And it's also on my website at stephaniegrams.com. But what I did was, in my contract, I let them know that the half down was required before their order was started, and it was non-refundable. And what I did is I took that deposit, and I purchased the memory bear pattern. I purchased a polyfill, and I purchased the embroidery thread for the nose and the eyes. This particular customer wanted hand embroidered eyes and a nose. They were not interested in the safety plastic ones at all. So that was really good, because embroidery floss was maybe 32 cents a skein. And so I only needed two. I think actually ended up buying 5 skeins, because at that point, I didn't know how much embroidery floss was going to be used for 5 bears, but I only ended up using 2 skeins. So, I had leftovers. I did not have to buy any interfacing for those first 5 bears, because the clothes that the individual sent me were thick, heavy duty overalls. And so I did not have to purchase that. And like I said, I already had the machine. I did need to buy a couple more needles for my sewing machine. But again, none of this came out of my pocket. None of it had to go on a credit card, and none of it had to come out of my spouse's paycheck. So again, and it's very low investment type of business to sew. You can also offer a variety of sizes for memory bears. You don't have to stick to a original 9-piece bear. You can go online. You can go to your fabric store or Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Walmart, wherever there are patterns sold, and you can pick any teddy bear pattern you like. Just whatever you do, read the fine print, read the copyright, the commercial license. Some of them have a license where you're not allowed to mass produce that particular item. So whatever pattern that you use, definitely read all the legal information. You can search online for free teddy bear patterns, and I have sewn dozens of them, and they are not the quality that I want to offer in my sewing business. So definitely take some time and get used to sewing different bear patterns to see which one you really want to focus on and offer. One thing that I've noticed in the whole memory bear community is you can use the exact same pattern as somebody else and they don't look alike. And that's because all of us are unique. The way I sew is not going to be how you sew. And it doesn't make my bear better than yours or your bear better than mine. So definitely give it some thought as to what bear you want to offer. And maybe you don't even want to do a memory bear. Maybe you want to focus on a more unique theme, like a memory dinosaur or sloth or turtle or frog. I mean, there are hundreds of ideas out there that you can take and start this type of business. All of that information, like I said, is in the ebook that I've published. I go into more depth in that book than I do in any of my videos. And it's also something I teach in my classes. So, you know, definitely write down your goals for 2022, because that's going to help you determine what sewing business is going to be the best business for you to offer in 2022. It's just, I might be a little biased when it comes to the memory bears and keepsake type of sewing business. Again, you do not need to store fabric. You do not need to store polyfill or interfacing. You honestly don't have to do that. In fact, you can purchase that when you get an order in. So if you have an order of one bear, you accept half deposit of that total. You take that deposit, right? It's non-refundable. Remember that. It's non-refundable. Once you receive their clothing and a deposit, that is non-refundable because you've just booked them in your calendar and they've taken up the space and you need that money, all right? So you're going to take that portion. Let's say you charge $50 for a memory bear. You're going to have the customer pay you half of that. So that's $25. You're going to take that $25 and you're going to buy the polyfill. You're going to make sure you buy the thread to match the clothing. So whenever you are sewing up the back of a memory bear, you want the thread to match. One of my favorite threads, and it's a little pricey, but one of my favorite threads is the Invisible by Silky, and you definitely cannot see that. All right, so this is the Fine Clear by Silky, and I buy this online, and I might have the affiliate link on my website. In fact, I'm pretty sure I do. I have a huge store on my website of everything that I use in my business, and I'm adding to that daily. If you want to be a little extra, you can offer machine embroidery, all right? Or you can even offer hand embroidery. This could have been hand embroidered. You know, that's an add-on. You can increase your revenue that way. And I need to get this fuzz off. But anyways, that is just a few reasons why this is like the best sewing business to start in 2021. I do offer coaching, one-on-one coaching, group coaching. I offer mentoring. When it comes to memory bears and keepsake sewing, that is the business side of things that I talk about quite often. And I hope that you sign up at stephaniegrams.com. I do have a free ebook on there. And I also have a link to my paid book, The Ultimate Guide for Memory Bear and Sentimental Business Owners. All right, guys, have a great day. And I hope you enjoyed Vlogmas video number 2.